Hello and welcome to this Python tutorial. So in the previous tutorial we did the boring step of our deep learning journey, which is the data preprocessing step. Not the most exciting part, but of course compulsory. But now everything is ready and we can eventually get into the exciting part of the journey, which is of course to make the artificial neural network. So that's exactly what we're going to do in the next tutorials, and as you can see I created the second part here, part 2 now let's make the ANN, and I also created a third part, part 3, making the predictions and evaluating the model, so that you can clearly see which section of the code builds the ANN, so that you can clearly see what we're doing at every step. And speaking of step, now we're going to make the ANN step by step. And we're going to start with this first step, which is to import the Keras libraries and the required packages. Because indeed, we will not only need to import the Keras library, but some modules of the Keras library, which are required to build the neural network. All right, so first, let's import the Keras library, because indeed, we installed Keras here, but we haven't imported Keras yet. So that's what we're going to do right now. So import Keras, and that's it. So let's do it. Selecting this line and pressing enter. All right, import Keras using TensorFlow backend. That means that the Keras library will build the deep neural network based on TensorFlow. If any of you wants to use the Theano backend, well, you can do it, but it's not that direct. So if any of you wants to do that, feel free to ask me some questions in the Q&A, and I'll tell you how to do it. But here TensorFlow is fine. Everything will not only work very well, but also very fast. All right, so Keras, done. And now let's import the modules. So we need to import two modules here. The sequential module that is required to initialize our neural network, and the dense module that is required to build the layers of our ANN. All right, so let's do it. Let's first start with the sequential module. We are going to import this module from the keras.models, here it is, sublibrary, and import sequential. All right, perfect. So that's what we'll use to initialize our neural network. All right, and now the second module, dense, that we import from keras.layers, here it is, and then import dense. And that's the model we'll use to create the layers in our artificial neural network. All right, we have these warnings here simply because, okay, we import the library and the modules, but we haven't used them yet. So that's fine, don't worry about this. We will use them in the next tutorials, first to initialize the ANN and then to add the different layers in our ANN. All right, so all the imports are ready. So let's select this line and execute to import sequential. And now let's select this line to import dense. And here we go. Now we are ready to move on to the next step, which will be to initialize our neural network. So we'll do that in the next tutorial. And until then, enjoy machine learning.